Hi everyone, it's Michelle, and I have a poster for the craft fair that I'm going to be doing on the 1st of November. It's at New Buckingham Village Hall, and it's open from 10 till 3. So I'm hoping that if any of you are near to me and are in Norfolk or maybe even Suffolk, you might travel up from Suffolk. Come and say hello to me and come and see my paintings and my art products. I've got tote bags, I've got various other things. So not just pictures in frames. Come and say hello, see what I've got, and it would be lovely if you wanted to purchase something. I'm going to be able to take cash and payments direct to my bank account, and I'll have details on little cards on the day at the craft fair. So I just wanted to let you know about that in the hope that maybe I might be able to see some of my followers at this craft fair and get to chat with you, and that would be so lovely. So I'm going to lose that now. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of my face, and I'm going to be going back to do some more of this potentate concertina sketchbook. It's got six panels on each of the sides, so altogether there's 12, but I'm just doing the first 6. I painted this little robin, which was this reference picture here. The reference pictures that I'm going to be showing you are all from Unsplash, and they are royalty and copyright free. The sketchbook is potentate. It's 300 GSM. It's about 5 inches square when it's closed, and it's cold pressed watercolor paper. So I'm making a little series. I'll link below the video where I started this, and it might take more than one video for me to be able to do all of these, but I've got 6 little pictures of robins, and I've kind of chosen the order that I want to do them in, so that it kind of flows really across the 6 panels or pages of this book. So my second robin is this one here. So I'm going to have a go at doing that. Those of you that have already seen the other video, which also had an excerpt from Ellen J. Langer's book on becoming an artist, the painting is the second part of that video, or the end of that video, if you like. So I'm going to be going in again. I'm using my paint as my sketching tool, basically. I'm not going to use a pencil and sketch. So we've got this little robin, and we've got, in fact, I'm going to open it out a bit like this, because I want this part of the branch to go into this third section, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Right, so let's get some brown going for our robin, and that's a mix of, what is it a mix of? Sepia and, have I lost? No, it's under here. Come along out. Sepia and English red is what I've got, a little mix here, to start painting my robin. And maybe we'll have him a bit lower down here. So let's get his little cap, as I call it. which kind of comes around, and we've got his back, and then we've got this tail feather, I guess you'd call it, tail feather, and we've got another tail feather that's actually coming from here. It goes more into a point. Let's get a bit more paint. Right, and I need my red bit, but we've got this belly going on, so, and he's got quite a big little belly, hasn't he? And we'll just add a bit of water. Just trying to get the shape in more than anything else. I'm going to take my cadmium red and Indian yellow to mix up my orangey red for the red breast. And the bit's going to come down here. And around here. And we'll do his little beak and his eye last. So he's going to look a bit odd at the minute. So here we've got the beginnings of our little robin. I'm going to let that dry and get my branch in next, and I'll go with the sepia on its own. And yeah, leave a bit of space for his legs. So I'm just going to do this as going down like so, but across the page. That's what I want it to do, go across the page. And at the moment I'm just using this little rigger, because these are not very big paintings. I want to get some other colours in there. I'm going to add a bit of green into this log. Call it a log. So that we've got a bit of something else going on. Let's get his little feet in. His little feet are going that way, like so. Now I'm going to need to dry my little robin. Okay, my robin's nice and dry. What I want to do is get, where's my bleed proof white, get his underbelly with some of the white in. And then with my sepia, I want to get this wing a bit more pronounced. And we need his little beak. And let's just smudge some of that out a bit more. He's looking quite cute. And we need his little eye. So I'm going to be using this 0.7 fine liner to get his eye in there. And there's our second little robin. Let's have a look at which one I chose as the third one. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the branch coming down and have my robin sat on the branch there. I didn't print that very big, did I? But let's not panic here. Let's just be mindful and see what we've got. So let's get this little robin. Got a definite kind of white bit. It's coming down there. I might have to go over by the looks of it. Let's go to our red. Our reddy orange. And get the rest of this bit in. And we've got the bit at the front here. And we will do the beak last. But for now I just want to get my shapes in. And then we'll get this underbelly bit going on. And then we'll do the branch and the tail coming out the other side of the branch. I think that's how I'm going to be tackling this one. So let's get my branch in, which has got to go across here and down there, I think. But I want it to come from right up there. So that I'm kind of tying all my pieces in, if you like. So let's have that a bit thicker there. I wonder how any of you would be going about doing this. Would you do it like me, or would you do it completely differently? Would you sketch yours out first? And I kind of want that then to go into this next page, because I'm trying to link my pages. There we go. Yeah. Do we need something here? Maybe. Okay. Right. Let's add a touch of blue into my branch here to add some interest to it, and dry what we've got and do more with our robin and maybe put some leaves on this time. Right, I'm going to use my fine liner again, and I need to bring that up to look at it a bit better. So if I get the eye in place first, and then we can get this beak that's open. Yeah. So that we get the right kind of shape, and then I'll go to my paint. So I need that to be more like that. And we'll use our sepia to get this beak the right colour. So he's got, and I do need to darken that up a bit in the centre. Yeah. He needs some legs. Right, where are his legs? Okay. His legs are, let's think about this. I'm going to be coming down that way, I think. And we need the rest of this tail, which is behind. So I need to lighten that up a bit, I think. And we've got that kind of shape going on. And let's get some more shape into him now. And then let's see if we can get this white in. So there's that hint of white, which looks a bit better. Okay. So, you know, I'm not going to pretend that these are perfect. I think that needs to come further around. Yep. Now he looks a bit better. Let's get a few leaves on. Let's use my small size 4, and use the green that I put into the rocks, just to get a few little leaves going on there. Don't go berserk with the leaves either. So there we are. We've got 1, 2, 3. Where is my number 4? There's my number 4. Now he's kind of looking straight at us. And I'm going to need to close that a bit. It's going to be dry. Yeah, I think that's going to be dry. So that I can make number 4 move into number 5 so that I'm being a bit more continuous here. Right. So, he could be more tricky. But let's not panic. Let's mix up a bit more of our orangey red. There we go. Let's start with our brown for the top of his head. Right, where are we going to put him? Let's look at my placements so far. Maybe I might put him on a log and put him up here. So, what's the shape of that brown bit there? Okay. So I'm kind of looking at shapes a lot of the time. If I think that makes some sense. Now we're moving down to the red part. It kind of comes around. Gosh, he is a tricky little one, isn't he? But we will do our best. And then you can almost see his red breast kind of split there. Okay. Let's go back to our brown and get the kind of shape round on the tail. So that's kind of coming round there. And then this one's got such a lot of white, but white isn't going to show up. So I am going to mix it with some of the brown that I've been using. Let's get that going round. And we can make that a bit whiter, etc. later. Okay. Let's give him some legs. And his little legs, gosh, where are you? There, round about there. And then the other one, it's kind of at an angle there. Gosh, his beak is just a little, it's like a little nub. Okay, right, well that's roughly where my robin's going to be. Now, I've done him further down than I wanted, but we need him to be on something. So let's mix up slightly different brown and maybe it can be like a bit of a brick wall or something. The top of a brick wall. Let's get some of that orangey colour in there. so that it gives the impression of kind of a brick wall. Okay. Let's just dry him off a bit so as I can get some more detail in there. Okay, I've dried him off, and yeah, I'm not sure that I've gone up high enough here. So I'm going to take more of my brown and just go like that. And I'm going to get my orangey red and go over that a bit and just make it a bit more orangey red. I want to get some more because he's quite white on his underbelly. So I want to get some more of the white in here. And darken up this wing. Okay, it's starting to look a bit better. What am I going to... Do we need something in the background for this one? Maybe we could have some berries. So let's take some green. And we can have... And these can go over onto the page. The next page. And then we can start doing some little berries. In little clusters, maybe. Okay, now while that's drying a bit, I'm just going to move down because I think what I want to do with the eyes is get this white bit round the outside. Yeah. I think that just helps a little bit. I mean, it's a minor thing, but I think it makes a bit of a difference. Right, I need to do his little face. So we've got two eyes. And then we've got this kind of triangular nub for his beak. Yes. That's not looking too shabby, considering it's really quite a difficult one to do. And I want to get a bit more detail really on his front there. My little robin. Right, can't do his eyes because that's still wet. I do need to go back to my green and stop these berries from floating in, you know, floating in the air. There we go. Right. Aren't they looking cute? Okay, so I think I'm going to do the other two robins on another video, and then I'm going to do wording on the back. Where is my... So I showed this in the previous video. This is from Jackie Morris, and on one side she has these fabulous fox pictures, and it kind of moves across the page, and then on the other side she's got yeah, a little bit of poetry basically. So I'm wanting to do you know, something like that for my robins, but let's move that out of the way because it kind of distracts a bit. Let's move that out of the way. And if you've seen my video of my studio, you'll know that over there, where am I? Over there is quite a mess. But here we go. This is the beginnings of this concertina sketchbook, and I'm really quite liking it. Maybe you'll have a go at doing something like this. I hope so. I hope it's inspired you, and yeah, maybe it's you know, helping you to see that, you know, sometimes we can just be brave and just go straight in with our paint. Right, I will see you next time to finish this concertina book with the wording on the back as well. So 2 more robins and the wording on the back. See you next time, everyone.